EdgeMetricMain menu settings. Click Settings to display the settings options. Preferences. Users can customize the software's appearance and operation to better suit their preferences. Advanced settings. Configure connection machine settings, including controller, camera, distortion, and lighting. Language. Click to select the language for the software interface, making it easier for users with different language preferences to operate the software. Common settings interface. Users can customize the colors of the crosshair, edge finder, graphic elements, selected graphic elements, and edge finder points according to their preferences. Common settings precision. Users can adjust the number of decimal places for system precision. After making changes, click OK to confirm. The output value will retain the specified number of decimal places. Common settings edge seeking. When you adjust the radius of Circle Tool 1 and Circle Tool 2, the edge detection circle will update accordingly. Similarly, changing the rectangle within the line tool will affect the size of the straight rectangle. Edge strength. Set the contrast threshold required to recognize edges. The lower the value, the easier it is to identify low contrast edges, but it may introduce more noise. Edge threshold. The gray value threshold to determine whether a point is an edge. Type. Automatic. The software automatically attempts to identify the most likely contour. Manual. The user may need to manually intervene or select edge points. Sampling points. Set the number of sampling points for the software to fit circular or linear contours. Filter points. Ignores isolated points that may be noisy and retains continuous point sets to form edges. 20 means ignoring noise with fewer than 20 consecutive points. Edge threshold. Controls the sensitivity of binarization. Adjusting this value determines which gray areas in the image become black background and which become white tool, or vice versa. This value should be dynamically adjusted based on the actual lighting effect. Common settings contour. Outline parameters. Low threshold. Used to identify pixels that may be edges. Regions with less obvious grayscale changes will exceed the low threshold but fall below the high threshold and are identified as weak edges. High threshold. Used to identify pixels that are undoubtedly edges. Regions with very sharp and obvious grayscale changes, for example, the boundary between a tool edge and a dark background, will exceed this high threshold and be directly identified as strong edges. Contour detection. Detects the range of element counts simultaneously. Note, default is inactive. The higher the CPU performance, the more elements can be detected. Preferences. Grading ruler compensation. There are two types of grading scale compensation: linear compensation and segmented compensation. Preferences. Tolerance settings. Customers can set upper and lower tolerances for tool length, outer diameter, runout, angle, and other parameters. Enter the password Vista before going to Advanced Settings. Advanced Settings. Tool settings. Tool length direction. The tool head can be oriented up, right, or left. Select the appropriate orientation. Check whether the light is working normally. Language. This feature allows users to switch the software interface language according to their language preferences. Note, after switching languages, you must close and restart the software to apply the changes.